This is Vee Trades, and today I'll be doing a technical analysis breakdown for SPY. The last time I looked at this market was back on June 21st, so I have a few months worth of price action to discuss. Before we begin, please take a second to give the video a like and subscribe for more chart analysis. Also, thank you to those who already subscribed and like my videos. It means a lot. Just a reminder that this video is for entertainment purposes only and does not constitute any financial advice. We will start out the technical analysis by going over what I see in the daily chart and potential price targets. Then we will wrap it up by looking over the long-term pattern on the monthly chart. So let's go ahead and put a vertical line on where I left off, which is back on June 21st, and everything after that I will be discussing, and also before that too, but mostly right now, the most recent price action. So after I left off, actually I did my analysis on the S&P 500, but the SPY is pretty much tracking that. It's pretty much the same thing. So it looks like we had that first leg up and then a sell off, and then looks like right at the measured move right now, and looks like we just went past it. So we could see a little pullback in the short term to test this breakout again, because it looks like price was inside of a little range, and then we had that little pullback with this little red candle, and then we continue higher. So we could pull back one more time to test the range and then continue higher, or we could just continue higher from here. So if I just zoom out a little bit on the daily chart, it looks like price made a spike in channel. So this is the spike right here, and this aggression was unsustainable. Look how price just kept on going in about a 90-degree fashion, and then it tapered off into a more healthy 45-degree pattern, which is this one right here. And every time we come to the lows, we find support. Every time we come to the highs, we find resistance. So this is pretty much a perfect fitting channel, and it's in play. So we haven't yet had a break outside and a new high, so it's the channel still in play. And what would be the target? So if I just zoom out a little bit on the daily chart, you could see that the target would be the second leg, and it looks like it's going to make the second leg of this really large leg. So this is the large leg I'm talking about. Ever since that March 2020 crash, price went up all the way to about September 2020, and then we had two legs down, and that makes the center of the pattern. So if I just drag it back up to the lows of that pattern, you can see that target that price is trying to reach is that 460 level. So whenever SPY reaches 460, or even the S&P 500 reaches $4,600 or points, expect maybe even a huge crash, because that's usually when people start taking the profits. So expect either a sideways pattern or something like this, where we had this huge sell-off of about 30%, I believe, 30 to 35%. So there's really not much to say on the daily chart, except we're still in an uptrend, and I believe we will continue much higher, because usually these trends are hard to stop and reverse right on an instant. It'll just continue trending higher and higher. The market will just trend much longer than you think it ever would. You know, we've been in a bull run since about 2008, and that's about 13 years, and most bull markets about 10 years. So we already surpassed that amount by a large amount. So this could continue even higher, you know, but this is a good target where price can sell off and take back profits all the way back maybe to the 355 level. I'm just throwing out numbers here, but expect a sell-off right when we reach around this 460 level, or some sideways correction for about a few months. So on the monthly chart, I'm going to show you guys in about a couple seconds. I'll show you how once we made a measured move, you could see that price sold off hard. So this is a previous pattern that looks like S&P 500 or SPY can repeat right now. So here we have the monthly chart for SPY, and the move up is incredible. It's almost like a parabolic move, as you can see, and we're getting really far away from the EMA. So the higher and higher we go, the bigger the fall can be. Look how far away we are from the EMA. So that's about like an inch on my screen. And back in 2008 and even 2001, where the dot-com bubble was, we weren't that far away from the EMA, but we still made a large crash. So this could be a really big crash coming. We just have to wait and see. It's just hard to pick a top, because this thing can go like pretty much vertical, and it hasn't done that yet, but it pretty much almost looks like it. So we just have to wait and see regarding that. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the channel after I move these drawings I made on the chart. So the channel is already played out on the monthly chart, so we're just still in play on the daily chart. So on the monthly chart, if I draw it from the lows of 2008 and if I drag it up, this fits really nicely on the bottoms, and on the top we get a lot of touches. So this is the channel on the monthly chart, and as you can see here, once we had the break outside on the upper side of the channel, it led to a break outside on the lower side because the market is symmetrical, and now we just completely made a new pattern. And if we usually have a channel that's moving up and we finally had that break outside, that doesn't mean we're going to continue to reverse down. It means we're going to retest the high or even surpass it, and usually by 2 legs. So that's the first leg and that's the second leg. So this pattern right here can happen right here. That the market usually does this about 90% of the time. So we just had that break outside, and that marks pretty much the end of the uptrend. However, we just have to wait for these 2 legs to play out, and this was the first leg up and this was the second leg up. The same pattern. It's pretty much the same thing. I'm just showing you guys on the monthly chart that 460 target that I think price is trying to reach before coming back down to earth, pretty much, because it's been far away from the EMA for a long time. Price does not like to be far away from the EMA for a long time, and definitely not this far. So there's a big correction coming, most likely. And I'm going to show you guys how the market made 2 legs up and sold off. So if I take a leg measurement from 2008 on and to the range in about the year of 2014 to 2015, where we went sideways and then we started to trend back up. So this was the first leg up. If I move it, it pretty much takes me right to where we had that sell-off back in 2020. So it's pretty much a perfect measure move. We went past it just a little bit and then we sold off. So that's pretty much what's gonna happen right here. We're gonna we had that first leg up and then second leg up. So right when we reach this target, we could have a nasty sell-off, or we could just continue sideways, or we could just surpass it and continue much higher. However, I feel like sooner or later we're gonna come back to this EMA and expect a harsh sell-off coming in the future. So that was my analysis for SPY. So on the daily chart, we're still in an uptrend, so it doesn't mean we're gonna get that sell-off right away. The trend has to play out on the daily trend, daily chart, excuse me. However, on the monthly chart, the channel is played out, and we're pretty much in the final legs of the race, and we're pretty much headed to rough territory. And I would be surprised to see this market continue higher without pulling back in the short term, or see at least a minor correction. Excuse me, like a minor recession, you could say, like a 20% drop soon. Right when you reach this 460 level, expect something to happen. Thank you for stopping by and checking out my video. Make sure to check out the rest of the channel, since you might be surprised on what you could learn. Leave a comment down below on where you think prices are headed. Also, share the video if you want your friends to learn about the markets. Lastly, I appreciate any feedback to help improve the channel, since I want to deliver great content to you guys. See you next time, and bye.